Life FM, Maz for the drive home on Monday afternoon and joined by the guys from Dornford Building Group.
Maz for the drive home, building for life.
Did you guys watch Home Improvement much as kids growing up?
I did.
Tim Allen?
Yeah.
I did not.
You didn't, but you weren't born in Australia.
I wasn't.
Yeah, okay. So maybe that's why. Yeah.
We'll put it down to that.
I'm just like, do you get the reference there? The little... Anyway, Jake and Nico, welcome back for another chat about building. I like to say building for dummies because I feel like I'm a bit of a dummy when it comes to the building and construction industry. I know nothing at all, but I'm learning a lot from our chats.
You'll be an expert soon, right?
Yeah, that's it. I'll be... Yeah, maybe not. Today we're chatting about house and land packages. So it's something that we hear about all the time. We hear about it in the media. We hear about the government giving out these grants. We hear, house and land packages. I think it's something we can all say we've definitely heard of. But what does it actually mean to have a house and land package? Or what is a house and land package?
Well, yeah, house and land package, it is what it sounds like. You get in a house and land all bundled up in one.
Yep.
So
it's a bit cheaper then?
There generally is a bit of a discount involved. So
it's
normally,
a bundle.
Yeah, correct. So there's a developer and a builder. Either they've partnered together or the builder has done the development themselves and then they've put out plots of land, got it ready for building, and then they essentially put houses on top of those blocks.
Okay, right, yeah.
So yeah, it is cheaper because those builders can build 3 or 4 of them at one time. So the economy of scales, you are getting 4 houses in the same time as one. So they are a little bit cheaper. Project management and all the other costs to run a house are cheaper. So yes, but what it sort of comes down to is you go to a builder or a developer, they've got them advertised on realestate.com, or some of those big builders do house and land packages as well. So you'd go in there and say, hey, I want a house and land package. So they'll say, hey, cool, we've got this, and this is the house you can put on it. So there's a little bit less flexibility in it as well.
Yep.
You might be able to change a wall or change a window or move it a little bit or slightly, but most of the time they've already got them through council and they're ready to start building as soon as they got 4 people to do that one block.
Right, and that's why I guess it's a more common way for people to go in terms of like choosing to go down the house and land package route rather than just buying a block of land and building a house on it, because it's kind of ready to go and it would be a little bit more cost efficient too and less decision making involved.
Yes.
Yeah,
so
100%.
for people who are maybe not as, maybe it's not their forever home, maybe it's their first home, they're trying to, just get into the property market. It's a popular way to go to just get a foot in the
100%.
door.
It's definitely a cheaper option, and something for me and my family, that's what I did.
Yep.
We obviously couldn't afford to do a custom home, for the first home. So relying on some of the government grants and things that are available means that, you do have that extra assistance to be able to get into it, but it's also at a lower price point that you can generally, or it is more affordable than a custom home.
Yeah. So with the government grants, like what do those kind of look like? Do we know sort of what that involves?
Yeah. So there's, I guess, a few different grants available. There's generally like a federal level and then there's a state level. So if you go to Revenue SA, that's the South Australian Government's website for grants and taxes, you'll find info on things like first homeowner grants, stamp duty concessions. So that's revenuesa.sa.gov.au. But then when it goes to, I guess, the federal side of things, that's where you have to look at the Department of Infrastructure, Transport, Regional Development, things like that.
So that's if you're wanting to build interstate when you say federal?
Well,
or
there's generally assistance packages that the federal government would then
I see
roll
what you mean.
out.
Yep.
Yeah, correct.
Again, building for dummies. I shouldn't call myself a dummy, but I do feel...
Yeah, so
Anyway.
For instance, the home guarantee scheme, that's a big one. It helps eligible first homeowners get into the market.
Yep.
So you get a low deposit, sometimes as low as 5%.
Yep.
And then you can go and, there's a whole bunch of eligibility criteria that you need to meet, and then also a few things that you need to provide to them. But basically, there's grants like that enable you to get into your home sooner by providing assistance.
Okay. And so you guys can obviously help out with that as well, like if people have questions about where to find more information, but also I guess you're working with people who are using these schemes and these grants, so you've got a fair understanding of how it all works as well.
I mean, if someone has a question, they're more than welcome to come to us and ask. I think one of the tricky things with the grants is they're always changing.
Right, yeah.
So the main thing is sending them to the source where they can find out information, check their eligibility, because eligibility is key. Each incentive has its own set of rules, limits and things that you can go into. There's different application processes, and obviously, like I said before, things do change. So we basically send them to the source and let them deal with all of the paperwork and processes and things, and then come to us once they're ready.
Normally the client does the legwork themselves. They have to apply for all the grants. We can't do that on their behalf.
So anything to do with building that they need, any advice, or even if they get stuck with a particular part of the process or the application, we're more than happy to give them advice where we can. But at the end of the day, that is something between them and generally whoever's providing the scheme.
Yeah. And Nico, the Revenue SA website again, just if anyone does want to go and have a look at what they're entitled to.
Sure thing. So that's revenuesa.sa.gov.au.
Perfect. All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for that. I think that we've learnt a lot about grants, and I guess that the main takeaway is also to make sure you're checking out those resources and just keeping up to date, because they are, like you say, constantly changing, and the variables and the different things are changing constantly. So it's worth keeping an eye on all of that. And if you can, make the most of them too. They're there to be used.
Exactly.
But make sure when you're getting financial advice, it's from someone who's certified and is a professional within the field. So this is not specific financial advice to your situation.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much, Nico and Jake from Dornford Building Group. Thank you for joining us in the studio this afternoon, and we'll catch up with you again soon.
Well, good.
Thanks
Thank
so
you.
much, Maz.